As you just alluded to, of course, the top two from this group moves on to the final stage. When you start to analyze the results for Trinity College East, they have one loss, and that's against Moruga. That's one win, against Moruga, 3-0. But in the two losses that they've had, they were close ones. 1-0 against Presentation, and of course 1-0 against Malik Secondary. But when you look at San Juan North and what they bring to the table, you're right, they have been a machine. They've lost 15 players coming into this season, but one man that stayed is a guy that's called Larry Noel. This team has scored 21 goals so far, conceded 1. Out of that 21 goals, 11 from Larry Noel. A tough order for Trinity College East here today, but for San Juan North, it's all about continuing getting that 3 points.
Definitely, Brent. San Juan North, meanwhile, registered their third win, playing against winless Moruga Secondary in round 3. Larry Noel amongst the goal scorers, having scored his 11th of the season so far. Presentation College San Fernando beat East Mukarapo 2-1, whilst QRC drew 2-2 with Chaguanas North. A relatively quiet round of matches as far as goals on the board, as they say in cricket. Confirmation of San Juan North's top spot in Group B, with Trinity College East in the bottom half. With me now is Colin Murray. Now the question is, Colin, what does Trinity College East have to do against a strong San Juan North team?
It's a tall order, Siobhan, a real tall order. Trinity East, they've got to be compact in defense. They've got to give their playmakers no room. And of course, they've got to take their chances. But they've been good so far defensively. They've lost 2 games, as Brent said, just by the 1 goal. So that's not a bad start. The other important thing is, and probably the most important thing here for Trinity East, is home advantage. They've got home advantage here. The supporters are coming out. I've already spoken to some of the students, and I asked them how they feel today. And they're telling me straight, they're going to win. So they have some sort of confidence, but at home, Trinity East, they've got to take their chances and use this home advantage to sort of stand a chance against San Juan North.
Thank you, Colin. Well, we'll see if this home advantage works in their favor. Now, pre-season, we actually spoke with head coach of Trinity College East, Dwayne Davis, who told us a bit about the squad's excitement going into this season.
Coming in to coach, the head coach at this school is something I've been thinking about doing for a while. So I was really excited for the season to start and to come out and see how we could progress and build a sustainable program going forward. Well, the young men have been really excited to get out there, so much so that in the earlies, you had to calm them down a bit because they just want to go and play. And training has been really good. They've been really receptive. And as I said before, we continue to progress and improve moving into the future. I think fitness levels were definitely tremendously affected, and I also think that we needed to take more care in bringing the guys out to play the season, seeing that they were not active for 2 years. I had a serious concern about health issues, bringing them out too quickly. So that was a challenge in itself in terms of doing fitness work. For the schools, it's very important. It forms a huge part of the extracurricular activities in developing the holistic individual. So for that standpoint, it's very important for the schools and for the young men, especially coming out of the pandemic. 2 years being inside is like a freedom, a release of energy, expression. And I think they are doing much better mentally and emotionally because of it.
That was head coach of Trinity College East, Dwayne Davis. Now moving on to San Juan, they have been performing really well, both at home and away, with 9 points and a healthy goal difference, all thanks to Larry Noel. They have the advantage.
I like that name, Larry Noel. Larry Noel. He's going to be a hero at the end of this Tiger Tank Secondary Schools League. He's a goal scoring machine, as we said. The guy scored 11 goals in 3 games. I don't care what sort of football you're playing. If you can do that, it means you got some talent. They've also got a youngster in the midfield. They've got to look out for him, SSFL. He's the playmaker. He's the one who's going to provide Noel with the goals. This is a confident San Juan team. They've started started well. They've won 3 games. They must be on top of the world. And as you rightly said, winning at home, winning away, it doesn't. We talked about advantage, home advantage for Trinity East. San Juan North, they're not going to be bothered about that. They have come here with one aim, and that is to win. And they're not going to leave this ground unless they get 3 points. And you know what? They're capable of doing it.
This is certainly going to be an exciting match. Thank you, Colin. Speaking of San Juan North, Brent Sancho actually spoke with the team's manager, Stephen Clark, and this is what he had to say before the match.
I'm here with the manager of San Juan North, Stephen Clark. Stephen, 15 players have left your program since the last time we've had SSFL in the country. Tell us about the huge turnover of players and assess your season so far.
Good afternoon, Brent. Good afternoon to your viewing audience. Well, we are just trying to make it through the season. We have some guys that came up through our under 14 and under 16 program pre-COVID. So those are the guys that are basically carrying the team at this point in time. Luckily for us, we had an effective program running. So the effects, the positive effects of that program is now being seen thus far in the season.
Well, a whopping 21 goals scored so far by San Juan North, top undefeated. Do you think this is San Juan North's year?
Well, we are cautiously optimistic about it. Not trying to be overconfident, but just trying to stay simple, do the simple things as much as possible, be consistent at what we do, and hopefully that will continue to bring us good results.
Thank you very much, Stephen. All the best.
Thank you very much.
And that was Stephen Clark, the team's manager for San Juan North Secondary. Brent and Colin both made their way back to the commentary box, and it is almost time for the kick-off action. But before we head to a quick break, let's take a look at some other matches happening today.
Yeah, as long as you turn.
Welcome here to the Trinity College East, their home ground, and they're coming up against a big one today. They're coming up against San Juan North Secondary, and oh boy, the goal scoring machine, the superstar, he's going to be a superstar at the end of this season. Larry Noel, they're going to come up against him, and as I said, I like this young Lindell Sween in the midfield. We'll have to see how they play. We saw them in the first game against QRC. They were dynamite. Noel scored 4. Sween, he contributed to at least three assists, and Trinity College East, now they haven't had a bad season. They've won 1, they've lost 2, but the 2 losses, 1 to Presentation by just the solitary goal, and also against Malik by the solitary goal, and that goal was scored in the 3rd minute. So defensively, this seemed to be a pretty good unit. The question is, can they stop this San Juan North Secondary School from scoring? Can they stop them from scoring? That's what I really want to say. It's going to be a tough, long afternoon for them, but they've got home advantage. I'm Colin Murray alongside Brent Sancho. Brent, it's going to be a tough afternoon for this Trinity College East team. But you know what? When you come up against the big boys, so to speak, you somehow what you lack in talent, you make up for in guts and determination. And maybe that's what Trinity College East has to show this afternoon.
And to add to that, of course, Colin, they're playing at home here in Trinity at their home ground. And I want to draw to the Presentation game, one of the games that they would have lost against a team that has a player in a similar ilk as, of course, a Larry Noel, and that's Boyce.
That's right.
For Presentation.
Yeah.
And certainly they would have done a decent enough job of keeping him quiet. However, for this game in particular, it's all about making sure that they keep the combination of Sween and Noel very, very quiet while they provide a threat offensively. And that is going to sum up the way this game goes this afternoon.
No doubt about it. As the teams are making their way out, and the officials are there with them. But let's have a look at the teams as they're just about lining up to greet each other. The familiar shaking of hands now that the COVID protocols are all over. And the drums are starting up here in the background. A nice crowd at the moment. Let's have a look at the San Juan North team as they line up with Haynes in goal. Is Lewis, Ferguson, Rogers, Larry Noel, Sween, Joseph, Lewis. So there are 2 Lewis. There's Joshua and Desai. And then there's Kent Guy, Kedell Jones, and Jardel Mitchell. That make up their 11. And the coach, the ever-present Jerry Moore. And the lineup for Trinity College East, there's of Brandon Dalrymple is in goal. There's Daniel, Barnwell, Andre Providence, he is the skipper, Emrith, John Michael Romero, and there's Frank Williams, Jeremiah Frank Williams, Faustin, Bastian Cohen, Hill, and Caraby. That is their lineup, and the coach is Dwayne Davis. So those are the 2 teams, the 11 that will be starting the game. It's the Trinity College East in blue, and they're saying their final prayer. In the meantime, the captains are tossing. That's Noel from San Juan North and Providence. They go back to join their respective teams. Nice sunny conditions. We haven't spoken yet, Brent, about the outfield. It's pretty, well, it's muddy. I'm not sure if we'll say it's heavy, but the outfield, it's been a lot of rain, so there are some patches that you're seeing, some pools of water, but I would expect this outfield is going to be a little bit heavy and a little bit slushy.
Yeah, of course, you have a look at some of the field has some patchwork on it. The sand have been spread across the field in the areas that are a little damper than normal, and as you rightfully mentioned, there are parts of the field that has puddles of water, which of course will have some sort of effect as it relates to the ball rolling through. There were some showers here earlier, as Siobhan would have said in the build-up to this broadcast, that we have been a struggle between the sun and the rain. Of course, the sun has won so far, but the rain has left its impact on this field. And as you look across it, these players are going to have to play within conditions that the field is very soggy and have puddles in it, as well as some areas that are quite hard and has sand all over it.
Yeah, well, we're just about getting ready. As the players were running across to their respective positions, you could see water just kicking up behind them. So there is quite a bit of water on this field, and it's going to be tough for the players. So we're just waiting on the referee's whistle to determine where we kick, and there is Noel. Juan getting it right back quickly to SSFL. He's playing that long ball forward and aimlessly really, and it goes out. It's going to be a goal kick for Trinity East. Kick sent downfield, as it's going to be a free kick for Trinity. Skipper Providence is going to go across to take the kick. So he's going to look for some sort of movement. Going forward is that tall individual Hill, but he's aiming it beyond Hill to Bastian Cohen. This is an early chance. The shot goes straight to keeper Haynes, but that was an early chance there for Bastian Cohen. But here goes Larry Noel. It stops. Well, what unfortunate circumstances here for Trinity East. But who's else? Larry Noel is already on the score sheet after 2 minutes of this game. In the second minute, he's made it 1-0. But Brent, you have to say he was fortunate. The ball, he hit it with his right knee because it wasn't a shot. It stuck in a pool of water, and all he did was to follow up. Let's have a look.
Yeah, first he miskicked it. The ball settled in the pool of water, and then he tapped it home with the inside of the left boot. Very, very fortunate goal for Larry Noel, but a class finish by the man that's in form. We talk so much about him in the build-up of the game, and we also, of course, Colin, mentioned about the waterlogged patches in the pitch. Yeah. And both came into play there, and of course it leaves Samoa North with a 1-0 lead so far. They scored early against QRC as well.
Certainly they did. Well, let's just having a look at the Bastian Cohen going down that right side, but he's confronted by Guy. But here goes the right across, and they couldn't get the header away. Let's see, that it looks like just trying to make out the players, but long ball forward. That was Emrith trying to get on the header that came across. But this is Bastian Cohen. So neither team really settled at the moment. Looking for Noel. Providence gets in the way. Ball goes out on that far side. Barnwell in a real tussle at the moment with Joseph. Eventually played upfield. Again, Joseph couldn't get possession. And away goes Trinity down that left side. Good sliding tackle coming in. And it's going to be a throw for Trinity East. So actually it's not a throw, it's going to be a corner. So a corner for Trinity East. Cleared away by Lewis.
I was about to say, Colin, it's the second game running that we have to talk about the pitch conditions and of course the weather and the impact it's had. You know, coming into my head is the remarks by the Speyside manager talking about the footwear, proper footwear by his team. And we've seen it here again today.
That's not a bad corner. The keeper was coming, may have just got a touch onto it, but it's cleared upfield. CEEN couldn't get control of it, but he gets the ball coming forward. Good strong challenge coming in from Romero. It's going to be a throw for Trinity's because it came off of CEEN.
Looks like I think it's an infringement, Colin. Oh. A suggestion that it's as we take a look at the San Juan North bench. What a perfect start for him.
Oh, what a perfect start. So it was a throw.
It was a throw in, yeah.
Yeah, and but San Juan North come away with it. This is Noel. Looking for some support. That's not a bad looking ball. Difficult conditions. You can see the water just splashing up there on this outfield. As this is Mitchell trying to get it right across to Rogers, but this time it's Rogers. They go all the way back. Gets it towards Lewis. But away comes Emmerich for Trinity East. He's got a lot of space going along that side, but a good strong challenge coming in from Lewis. So that's Desai Lewis. It's going to be a throw for Trinity East. Nice sunny conditions now here prevailing. Of course, they feel the amount of rain we've been having. This field is going to take days of sunshine to get it to anything like hard.
Well, it was extremely overcast when we got here to the facility around 1 p.m. today, and it suddenly cleared up. But of course, the weather, and particularly the rain, and what it's done to the field before the kickoff, it's really the talking point so far in this game. Of course, San Juan North up by 1 goal. This might change.
Yep, but it goes out. It's going to be a goal kick. The keeper is down in the meantime.
Well, they haven't looked convincing with balls coming into the box. Both, of course, the goalkeeper, Haynes, and the rest of his back four. It's the second time now that the balls come into the box and it had not been dealt with. So we see a long, deep cross coming in. Slice kick there. That really could have gone any way. And particularly with the lurking Bastian Cohen, it could have been a goal.
So here is Lewis. Emmerich is in the way, gets it to Frank Williams, back to Emmerich. So he starts to come right out, and there's that water again. You've got to be careful, they can't run with the ball. This seems to be a little drier patch here, as it's Daniel. Gets it to Romero, back to Daniel. But he takes it out of play, and it's going to be a throw for San Juan North. Guy with the throw. So just about 8 minutes gone. San Juan North, they're leading by 1 goal to nil. And who else? Larry Noel has put them ahead. It's a bit fortunate getting that goal. Good crowd, Brent, building up nicely.
Yeah, it's a good crowd. It's certainly not all Trinity College East. There's a sprinkling of San Juan North school, and of course parents and teachers. They're the ones with the rhythm section, surprisingly.
Yes, that's right.
It's been a while since we've had an away team with a rhythm section.
I think San Juan North, I think the school now must be very buoyant with the start of this team. They've done so well, and I think that the start has been so electrifying that the entire school now must be only talking football.
So for sure.
I think Mats and things are just taking a backseat. Especially for today. Here's CEEN with the corner.
We should have done better.
Yep.
He gets a second bite.
Yeah, he gets a second bite. And let's see, that was man coming in there was Ferguson. He's come all the way from central defense. Long searching ball again. Finally, they get it away. This is Emrith. Good, strong challenge coming in there from Lewis. And it's going to be a throw for Trinity East. Barnwell with the throw. Gets it to Emrith. Plays a good ball inside to Frank Williams. He's got to go all the way back towards Caribbean. This is a good turn. And the shot comes.
Good idea.
That's not a bad idea.
Yeah, especially in the conditions that we are playing in here. It was an option for him on the right-hand side, but I think once he's managed to keep that shot on target, and of course along the surface, it was always going to cause some sort of problems.
Yeah, that was Foston.
Haynes.
Foston taking the shot. Wasn't a bad effort. This is a long ball. That's not a bad ball for Foston, but a hit over hit. And you could see him giving chase, but it was just hit beyond him. And goalkeeper Haynes was quickly off his line. Ball looking for Noel. This is SSFL, but well won by Mitchell. That ball going downfield now. Haynes, the Samoa custodian, sends it upfield. This is Noel. Still Noel, but he loses out. Ball won by Romero. And here's Noel again, but over the bar. Well, he seems to be everywhere, doesn't he, Brent?
Well, he has a very good understanding with Lyndon Sween, and they seem to have been tasked with the mandate of taking the brunt force of the attack. And that shot, although it was hit with all laces by Noel, he was still laying back a bit and it just blazed over the bar. But you have the sense when you look at the Samoa North team, Colin, that they're very comfortable with leaving most of their players back and allowing Sween and Noel to take on the brunt of their attacking responsibilities. It's worked well for them so far.
Here they go, long ball looking for Foston, but he's not going to get there, and goalkeeper Haynes sends it high upfield. Noel is going to challenge for it. Oh, this is another opportunity for him, and he slips just at the inopportune time.
They've really struggled with that long ball, Trinity College East. They've sliced, miss-kick, miss-head balls coming in.
Conditions, Brent, you think?
Yeah, conditions, and I think as well, they've just not reading the flight of the ball. I've seen it now for the 4th or 5th time. They just need to get themselves under the ball and attack the football. Instead, they're reacting while the ball is in the air. You've got to position yourself according from when the player makes the kick from the opposing team. Then you position yourself accordingly, so you, of course, could give yourself any opportunity to move. You talked about the conditions. If it's windy and the flight of the ball shifts, then you'll be able to get under it. But they're adjusting themselves a little bit too late. And of course, with the conditions, as you rightfully mentioned, it's causing them a bit of a problem.
Well, this is Romero. He's going to go wide to Daniel. He's going to be put under some pressure by Rogers. Still, Daniel does well to regain possession. He's got to be careful looking to play a back pass on this ground. Eventually, it's cleared out. And it's going to be a throw for Samoa North. Guy coming up to take the throw. This is Rogers. Still Rogers. Keeper does well.
It's a good take, good hands.
Looking for Foston. He does well, but it's one back here. This is Rogers. That's a good ball. Noel takes it down well, but
well defended.
two defenders on top of him. And that ball was played to Emrith. He was trying to get it inside, but here comes Samoa North through Sween. It's going to go back wide on that right side, getting it to Joseph. But he can't control it, and it's going to be a throw for Samoa North. They lead by 1-0, coming up to 15 minutes.
Well, despite being 1 goal up, Samoa North haven't really been able to chisel out any opportunities through playing the football. And you'd have to credit, despite, on some occasions, the Trinity College East team look defensively a little bit shaky. They still have not allowed the likes of Noel and SSFL any, of course, crafted chances. A lot of it has come from that sort of play, scrappy.
Well, this is Noel trying to get it back in play, and the shot comes. Not a bad effort. That is SSFL.
Shot.
Yeah, SSFL taking the shot, and the keeper did well in the end. He couldn't hold on to it, but the important thing, he stopped it, he recovered, and was able to gather it on the second attempt. Real tussle here now, as Foston was giving it to, this is Cohen, Bastian Cohen, going on that right side. That's a good challenge. Excellent challenge there coming through from Lewis. Looking for Noel, but it's sent right back downfield. Lewis, can he send it out of play? And it's going to be a throw for Trinity East. It's been a real, you know, you look at Trinity East though, Brent, they're not surrendering. They're scrapping for every ball.
Well, it's that type of condition. You have to scrap, you have to compete. You're not going to get the opportunity to make any easy passes or even have time to control the ball.
Well, best that was Cohen going down that right side, tried to send it over one time, wasn't successful. But this is Rogers, he can't get it, and it goes to Daniel. Daniel plays a good ball inside, but well, I thought he played it out for a minute there. That was Frank Williams. But here goes Noel. It's a long ball, but too close to the keeper.
Now if he can get it.
He allows it to bounce. But in the end he did well. And couldn't keep it in. He was trying to get it to Barnwell. The throw quickly taken. This is SSFL. Oh, he waltzes past his man, but pushes it a little too far ahead of him, and he's committed a foul, and it's going to be a free kick for Trinity East. They trail here by 1-0. We're at the Trinity College East ground in Trinity City, and nice crowd here building all the time, because I think, you know, not only the supporters of Trinity East, and you've got a good contingent of San North supporters here, and when a team is doing well and playing good football, they tend to attract the outsiders coming in to have a look and see just what they have to offer.
And I think add to the fact that this is a really important fixture for Trinity College East. If they are to, of course, get themselves back into the opportunity to qualify out of this group, they have to win here today. You'd have to think so. With about 4 or so fixtures left, Colin, 12 points to play for, it has to start today for them.
That's right.
Marching up the table.
This is Joseph playing it up to SSFL. Noel, of course, is in the middle. SSFL goes past one. He tries to go past the second. Tackle. Good defending. That's the skipper, Providence. Wins it. Gets it to Barnwell. He's going to play it to Emrith, who's going down that left side. And he can't get the better of Ferguson. Sent right back upfield.
Again, missing the flight of the ball, Colin. Just surprised as to how many times we've seen that.
This is Caraby getting it to Emrith, and he's flicking it on, trying to get it to Barnwell. But this is Joseph. SSFL. Ahead of him is Noel. Noel running on it now. He's being confronted by Romero. Plays it back to SSFL, to Joseph. This is good football. They keep in possession. Joseph trying to go up that to get to the byline.
It's a good ball.
Yes, since no one was really following up. And it's picked up by Daniel. No, it goes out. It's going to be a goal kick for Trinity East.
And that's Rogers. You can see Noel running straight in with him. Should have been tucking in at the back post there. If he was following the play, he would have had an easy tap in the number 7 for San Juan North. He was caught in his heels there. It's good play, good enterprising play by San Juan North. The first time we've really seen them try to, of course, cultivate passes and try to of course, interplay with each other. Outside of that, it's been a very scrappy affair so far.
And Joseph keep it in, he does. That's very well indeed. And he goes up that right side. Still, Joseph running with it here, trying to do a little too much. It's won by Barnwell. Gets it into the middle to Hill. Hill coming forward nicely with it now. Looking to spread that ball to Cohen, or to Foston, sorry. Is Foston going to get there? Yes, he does. He's looking for some support. plays it nicely to Daniel. And this is Rogers coming in to play it upfield, only as far as Forstin. So they're really scrapping here for it now. Daniel to Forstin to Hill. This is better. Daniel slowing it down a bit. Then he plays that ball going down the line, looking to get it to Frank Williams. And it goes out of play. It's going to be a goal kick for Sawa North. Coming up to 20 minutes. Sawa North, the lead by that Larry Noel goal. It's 12th for the season. Seeing a Fatima supporter here, Brent, in blue and yellow. You should get a Fatima supporter. They've come to have a little Fatima doing well. Come to have a little sneak preview of San Juan North.
I've come to the conclusion, Colin, that when you see blue and yellow anywhere across Trinidad and Tobago, you think it's a Fatima student or a supporter.
I'm not sure, Brent. I mean, I'll ask him at half-time. But here goes this Trinity East, and it's cleared high upfield. As a matter of fact, it's gone over the wall. So let's hope they can get that ball back.
Might end up being, of course, a souvenir on the new house that's being built. Wonder if it came with the mortgage plan.
One football.
One football.
This is Barnwell. Turns well, but Joseph not giving up. Harassing him. Plays it in field. Gets it to Frank Williams, but he loses out. This is Sween. Going wide.
Excellent.
Joseph, is he going to get there? He doesn't get there before Romero, who's a little bit short from Sween.
I think Joseph realized the run a bit late. It was switched and he did take off a bit late.
That's, I don't know why Emmerich didn't allow that ball to run. He sort of backed into it. It hit him and went back in. It should have just turned and allowed it to run. There was no
a lot of real estate behind you, correct?
Well, here he is, but it's not going to get there before Ferguson. Keeps it in well, sends it forward, looking for Noel. But this is Joseph. Gets it to Noel. There are 3-4 blue shirts around him.
He's going to shoot.
Is he going to shoot from there? Well, he gets a corner. It was a tight angle. But as you know him, Brett, he just needs a sighter of goal, doesn't he? He's a little bit of room and a little bit of a sighter.
Yeah, he's handful. A hopeless, aimless ball played up front there, and Noel made it his. And of course, eventually getting around it and trying to get a shot on frame. Good block eventually there. But he is an handful, Noel, because he runs after and chases after lost causes, as we've identified in the first game, Colin, as well as the fact that he's always able to get on the end of things, no matter which way you play. And more importantly, he has a tremendous left foot. Looks like a player down on the right hand side.
I think it looks like Emmerich, the man down. Yeah, it is Jonathan Emmerich. So he's going to get some treatment. While he's getting treatment, all the players have come. And Coach Jerry Moore is having a word with him and with their players. And of course, the Trinity East coach is having a word there. The head coach, Dwayne Davis, he's having a word with his players.
Well, it's been a half of 0 to none. Well, none to 1 in terms of quality. It's not been much.
No.
Throughout the game,
but you know,
the conditions.
Yeah, I was about to say that. Yeah, you got to say the conditions are really, really difficult. You know, sometimes you play a pass, it's not going to the player because of the condition.
Yeah, you're correct.
You know, it's really tough on them, and I'm not making excuses. You know, I just have to say that these conditions are really tough for these youngsters.
Yeah, it is difficult. I agree with you. And it comes down really to how you apply yourself in these conditions. And we saw that in the Naparima Speyside game that we did on Monday. And of course, we saw that in St. Anthony's and St. Augustine's senior game as well. A team that applies themselves and settles first in these types of conditions
goes on to win it.
On to win.
Well, here's Sween with the corner, a left-sided corner, swings it away, and the shot comes, and eventually it's cleared away. But the shot was coming there from, guess who? Larry Noel. And this ball is played towards Sween. He's got Daniel for company. Lovely play. That ball never went out, or did it?
Well,
Yes, the assistant referee is saying that no, that SSFL took it out. The crowd, you could hear the crowd murmuring and shouting, and he agreed with the crowd. So Daniel took the throw. He's made some distance going down the right side for Trinity College East. This is Cohen. Sends it over, but not a good cross, and it's going to be a goal kick for Sawa North. So coming up to just about 25 minutes in this game gone, Sawa North, they lead by that second-minute goal from Larry Noel. You have to say that goal had a bit of fortune, because the ball, he took it came off of his right knee, tried the shot, and the ball just stuck in some water in front of him, and he calmly came forward and slotted it home with his left boot. But this is Hill. Still Hill, does well. Looks to try to get it to Emrith, but it's one in the middle of the field, and by Mitchell, but sent back downfield, but too close to goalkeeper Haynes. Xavier Haynes. Long ball there, looking for Noel, but it's cleared away. Goes to Frank Williams. He's playing it to Emrith. Out comes goalkeeper Haynes. Does well. Barnwell gets it forward to Carraby. Carraby with a header. And Emrith going down that line, but Ferguson is there. He's going to clear it. So it's going to be a throw for Trinity East. In the meantime, it seems a player is down. Seems to be SSFL. But he's up, so he's all right. As Trinity East with the throw. They trail by 1-0 here at the Trinity East ground. Is he going to go for a long one into the box? Headed away by Mitchell. That was Carraby. But this is SSFL now for Sawa North. And going up that right side is Noel. Is he going to get there? Yes, he does. And is he brought down? Yes. Well, he was getting there before the defender, and he was going around the defender. And I'm surprised in a way, Brent, that the referee hasn't produced a yellow card.
Yeah.
Because Noel was taken out, no doubt about it. Let's have a look at it.
He just went into another gear there. It just didn't allow his defender any opportunity to get onto that. It's a good turn of pace by Noel.
Well, here is the free kick. Looks to be SSFL. He's going to take it. Goes for goal. Oh, it hits the bar. Oh, my word. And the rebound coming in from Rogers is cleared away. So the free kick, you could see SSFL, what he intended to do, Brett. He was looking to curl that into the far corner, and it hit the underside of the bar and came back out.
Good bit of technique here by Lyndall SSFL. Tell you what, the pace and of course the placement of it had the goalkeeper beaten, that's for sure.
Trinity still can't clear the lines. Goes to SSFL. He's going to take on his man, but trying to do too much, but he gets the rebound. Still SSFL. This could be problems there. And it's finally going to be cleared away by Providence. Well, Trinity is all of a sudden living very dangerous.
That man SSFL again.
Yep.
He's a handful.
He is.
And when he gets into certain positions, he has one thing on his mind, and that's going towards goal. He runs at defenders and has a ooze of confidence in him. Eventually he's taken down there.
Yes, Romero, the guilty party. The referee is calling over to have a word.
He's a talented player, Colin, and if there was to be one complaint about him, is understanding and knowing when to and when not to turn on that skill faucet that he has. Sometimes I think he tries to do it on too many occasions.
Well,
maybe simplifies players. We see again the
What, another free kick there?
Yeah, rightfully so. And maybe play players into the game and then get into those areas where you can have real estate behind you and identify where you can take players on and be crafty with what he can do.
Long ball forward, looking there for, well, couldn't control it. That was the man coming forward was in fact Jones, Kedell Jones. Couldn't control it. And it's going to be, well, it was cleared away, so they've still got to throw Samoa North, as this is Rogers, heading it back to Guy, Jones. Rogers couldn't keep it in. As a matter of fact, it was an errant pass from Kedell Jones. It's going to be a throw for Trinity College East. Half an hour gone, yeah. Still, Samoa, they lead by that Larry Noel goal, and a free kick now for Trinity
Going
East.
to the book.
Yeah. Well, he's going to have a word with him, but his boot was pretty high. That was Joshua Lewis.
He's been lenient.
Yeah.
The official J.C. McDonald. And as you have another look at it here, that was very late. Of course, not intentional, but still high boot. I think J.C. McDonald would prefer to, of course, try to have a conversation with these players. Maybe their last warning on some occasions.
Yes.
Before he starts brandishing the card. Trinity College East is not out of this one.
No, and you know the thing is, Brent, once you don't concede again, you know it just takes one mistake or one piece of brilliance from the Trinity East players to get back level.
Yeah.
So you're right, they're certainly not out of it. At Samoa North, they've had a couple of chances to go 2 up.
Yeah.
And they've not been able
to do it.
Yeah.
And then you add, of course, the conditions of the pitch, and you're really playing a lottery if you're at Samoa North. I'm sure Coach Moore would like to add at least one more before the half, just from a safety perspective.
A little buffer,
a buffer, yeah. Because they've battled Trinity College East, they've competed. As you mentioned, Colin, they've not allowed themselves out of this football game. They've continued, of course, to apply pressure on the San Juan North team.
But Foston is still down, and I don't know, he seems to be somewhere on his neck or something, Brent. They've put that ice pack just behind his head. So I'm just wondering, let's hope he'll be all right to continue. Yeah, he looks a little bit groggy, I must say.
Yeah, he looks groggy, and I think it's more than just the kick in the stomach. I think it's probably the entire follow through as it relates to the foul itself, Colin.
Yeah.
As we take another look at it here, and of course, look at that there. It was a very, very high boot.
Yeah.
Like it hit the shoulder area.
Well, the free kick is taken and it's sent way down, and goalkeeper Haynes just comes out and he bowls it out onto that right side. This is Joseph looking for Sween. He's got some. Oh, he has a one-time shot, but just wide. Well, the idea was good. I think he caught me by surprise, Brent, as well. I thought he had some space in front of him. I thought he would have traveled with it, but he must have looked up and seen the keeper slightly off his line, and he went for goal. The accuracy wasn't there.
Well, of course, we just have to revisit the way Larry Noel scored his first goal. The ball stuck in a puddle of water in front of the goal. So, of course, if
anything is possible.
Anything is possible. Well, he could have shot the ball and it stuck in one of those puddles, and it could have been an assist. I tell you, in a roundabout way.
I really can't believe Samoa North can be that lucky on 2 occasions.
Well, we talked about it in the build-up of the game.
Yeah, we
talked about the puddles of water in the game, in the field, and how it may impact the way the ball flows in the game. And I'm very sure, like any team in world football, you will inspect the pitch. You will go out there and see what the conditions are like, and where the waters have settled in the field, and where, of course, you don't play the ball and where you play the ball.
Well, it's going to be a throw for Trinity East going down that left side. Desai Lewis, the man putting the ball out. Of course, there's Desai Lewis and Joshua Lewis in the defense for Samoa North. One playing right back, the other one playing a left-sided centre back. As the throw goes in, headed away by Mitchell. Barnwell can't keep it in. The ball played to him by Carraby. but he just couldn't keep it in. So a throw for Samoa North is with Lewis, goes back towards Ferguson. He's going to play a long ball, no doubt, but an errant pass picked up here by Hill. Gives it back to Hill. Oh, that's where the water comes into play. He's got to be careful. They're playing around with this ball at the back. Trinity, they've got to be really very careful. As away goes Daniel down the right side. Oh, that's good. There was Mitchell. Yeah, Mitchell coming across to cover, and he's put it out fast.
Covered a lot of yards to get across. It's good covering there by central midfielder Mitchell. That's what you want.
Well, the sun is shining, Brent, but there's a slight drizzle at the moment. I'm seeing the umbrellas going up, but the sun is out in all its glory, so I'm not sure. I really can't hope this ground, it can't take any more water, Brent.
Then it certainly starts to border on the unplayable side of things, and you don't want to see that, particularly in a fixture that's important, and of course that has been played in such good spirit so far. So a throw for Samoa North. We're in the final 10 minutes of this half, and Samoa North still, they just lead through that Larry Noel goal. Hill giving it away. Set downfield as there was Jones looking to send it through to Noel, and it's cleared upfield. This is Rogers. Can't keep it in, and it's going to be a throw for Trinity East. That's Joshua Lewis, long ball forward. This is Jones. Doesn't do all that well in taking it down, but he regains possession, plays it to Rogers. Back to Jones. He's running himself into trouble, but he plays a good ball to Mitchell. This is SSFL. He goes wide. This is good football. Gets it to Mitchell. Gets it to Joseph, who's looking to go to the byline. He's confronted by Barnwell. He's looking for some support. He gets backward support from Lewis. This is now on to Mitchell. He gives it away as Trinity East, instead of holding on to it, they look to play it long, but it's picked up by Samoa North. They'll come again. SSFL. Mitchell. Joseph. Larry Noel. Looking to flick it on to what's Joseph, but it's won back by Barnwell. This is Frank Williams, long ball forward, but it's picked up by Samoa North as they come forward with it through SSFL. He plays a lovely ball with the outside of his left boot to Joseph. This is another chance. Oh, what excellent, brilliant tackle in the end there. It seemed to be the skipper, Providence, with that tackle. It is Providence. He just at the right time, Brent, because Joseph was about to pull the trigger. Yeah, I thought he was beaten for pace, but he stuck out that right leg and made a very, very good tackle. This had to be timely.
Oh yeah, this is Daniel. Can't get it to Foston, but that was a really excellent tackle. Let's have a look at it again, Brent.
Yeah, he stuck out. It looked like he was beaten for pace. Eventually got that right leg across the body. I tell you, the margins for error in a tackle like that, Colin, very, very slim.
You should know.
I know the margins very well. I made the margins.
Well, it's going to be a throw for Samoa North. And it's a real tussle at the moment. And that was Lewis came away with it, sends it upfield, trying to get it to Noel. This is Providence, who had just put in that excellent tackle. And the ball played forward by Carraby, but it's picked up and given right back to Carraby. This time he finds Foston. That's a foul. That's not a good challenge coming from Guy. So it's going to be a free kick for Trinity East. They still trail by that second-minute goal from Larry Noel. There is the foul. He really never played the ball. He just barged into Foston. And because of that, Trinity East, they've been awarded a free kick. So here is Daniel with the free kick, sent in field, headed away. And away goes Sawa North. And that was a really good tackle from Daniel. The shot comes, but it's going to go over the bar, just over the bar. Well, one or two supporters saw the net sort of shake, Brent, and they felt that it may have nestled just over the keeper's head into the back of the net. Right. So we're into the final 5 minutes.
Yeah, into the final 5 minutes, a game that's really lacked quality. But as we mentioned, of course, the surface has not been conducive for that type of quality. I think from a Trinity College East perspective, they'll be happy that they're still in this one, certainly from a goals perspective. And they've fought and they've battled. And from a Sanborn North perspective, they certainly would want to add one more before the half-time whistle is blown.
That's 5 minutes to the half, and the Trinity East, they've now got a free kick. So Trinity is putting some pressure on Sanborn North. It hasn't been all Sanborn North here in this first half. Trinity East has been tussling with them. So this is going to be a free kick. Seems to, let's see who is going to take the free kick. It looks like Forston. So Forston with the free kick. Is he going to go to goal from this angle? It's going to be a tight one. It's going to be a difficult angle for him to try to get it in the goal. He goes for the far post. Oh, it struck the bar. Now the angle, I thought, Brent, was always against him, but he went for goal, and in the end you have to say he was a little bit unlucky.
Yeah, he was unlucky. It's good pace. Of course, the technique of getting up and over the wall as we have another look at it. I think the pace certainly may have gotten the better of the goalkeeper, but he did get across quite quickly, the goalkeeper. Haynes. It was struck with a lot of venom. And you have to think, Colin, if Trinity College East is to get back into this one, it would come from the man that just took that free kick.
Yeah, Forston.
Looks like he has that extra bit of quality that they would need, of course, to get back into it.
It's a long ball looking for Rogers, but it's headed away by Daniel. That was not a bad idea, the crossfield ball, as Rogers was wide, but Daniel came across, Josiah Daniel, headed it, and it's going to be a throw for Sanborn North. Guy with the throw, looking for SSFL, but it goes to Rogers. Back to Guy, he plays it to SSFL. SSFL flicks it on, and Noel trying to get the better of Providence. It comes away, Emmerich, but Lois playing it forward to Joseph. It's confronted by Barnwell. Plays a good ball infield towards Jones. This is Noel looking to take it down. SSFL. Is he fouled? Yes, he is. And it's going to be a free kick for Sawa in a dangerous
clever by
position.
him. That's clever, Colin. He understood that he had to get his body in between the man and the ball. And of course, once there was any sort of force applied to him by the player, he just fell over and gained himself a free kick in what I would consider, Colin, a dangerous position, because you have to add the conditions into it.
That's right. And well, three players are around the wall. There's the goalkeeper Dalrymple, but there's SSFL, and it looks to be Joseph, but here's SSFL. Has too much to do. Is he going to look for the shot? No, he lays it off to Rogers. Rogers trying to push it through towards Noel. Here is Noel, takes it down well, but then he showed too much of the ball to Frank Williams, who clears it downfield. And this is Haynes. So we're just about in the final minute of this game, and he decides to go long rather than he had players available to his right, goalkeeper Haynes, but he decided to go long. But this is Emmerich. Plays it down towards Barnwell, but he's not getting there before Lewis. And another ball, it comes back this time. About to see a second ball for the housing community. So this is a throw for Barnwell. Just about 30 seconds and added on time left. So we wait. We understand that there's no added on time so far, as that ball sent upfield. Foston looking to turn with it, but it's won by Rogers. Strong challenge coming in, and there's going to be a yellow card. Foston, I think, is going to get a yellow card. Let's have a look.
Not sure.
Or is it going to be Daniel? No, it's Carraby. Caden Carraby gets the yellow card.
Well, I thought Foston was the one.
I thought so too. Foston was coming from the back, and I thought it was Foston committed the foul. But let's have a look at it, Brent.
Another look. Foston is the one with the check. I'm not sure what
Carraby did. I don't know what he did. Maybe his presence.
Well, he's not even an accessory to the crime. He looks like an innocent bystander.
Of course, there's no appeal. But there it's the confirmation of that card, Caden Carraby, as this is Foston. Sends it too close to the keeper. So we've played the 45 minutes, and we did say there's no added on time, but the referee is continuing here. So there is going to be some sort of added on time. We've gone 43 seconds so far, so he very well may play a minute of added on time as that ball is played towards Jones. He's going to play it wide to Rogers. Rogers, that's bad control. And this is Hill fighting for it. Still Hill. Gets it there to that man. Let's see. That was Frank Williams, who's looking to play it wide. That's good play on the part of Foston. Chips it towards Hill, and it's cleared away. So we're just about a minute and coming up to a minute and 30 seconds of added on time in the second half. As Sawa North, they still lead by that second-minute goal from Larry Noel. And let's see, it's going to be a goal kick for Sawa North. So I would expect the referee is not going to allow much more time, because he's probably going to just play about 2 minutes of added on time, and we would expect to hear the whistle to end the first half. And here is the kick, played just towards Ferguson, and there is the whistle. So just about 2 minutes of added on time to end the first half. First half in which Larry Noel again popped up with the winner. It was a bit fortuitous because the ball, he had a shot with the right foot. The ball bobbled up, hit the right knee, and went into a pool of water in front of the goal, and all he had to do was to run on with that left foot of his, and he calmly slotted it away from the keeper. So that's the situation here. At half-time, we at the Trinity College East ground, and the home team, Trinity College East, they trail by 1-0, scored by Larry Noel for Sawa North. We'll take a break, and then we'll come back here to the Trinity College East ground. Well, welcome back here to the Trinity East College ground, and it's halftime. Samoa North, they lead by that second-minute goal from Larry Noel, and they lead by that one solitary goal. Let's have a look at the highlights of the first half. And there is referee McDonald, and this was the first shot coming from Trinity East, but that long ball and a searching ball looking for Noel, and he was through on goal. The ball stuck in that puddle of water, and all he had to do was to slot it into the empty goal. And just like that, Samoa North, they went one goal up. And the Trinity East, however, never gave up. A long shot coming there from Foston. And sometimes a real scrap here, but Noel, in a very awkward and tight angle, tried the shot, went over the bar, but then SSFL had one from distance, a good powerful shot. Goalie couldn't hold on to it, but there was no danger. And again, this was Noel, very difficult angle. He won a corner from that, but you could see once he get a sighter on goal, he tries it. Then the free kick from SSFL, excellent free kick. It hit the underside of the bar and came back out, but what a good free kick from SSFL. And Samoa North again, piling bodies forward. The shot came, and that shot from SSFL again, but this time it was wide. And Trinity East, but you had to think, this was one goal down, and that was a timely tackle coming from Providence there on Joseph, a last ditch tackle, and because of that, he saved his team from going 2 goals down. And then a free kick from Foston hit the outside of the bar and went harmlessly out. But that was probably Trinity East's best chance from that free kick. So at halftime, 1-0. Let's have a look at the stats. Well, 6 shots from Trinity East, but 11 from Samoa North, 5 on target from Samoa North, just 2 from Trinity, 3 fouls committed by Trinity as opposed to 5 from Samoa North, 1 yellow card for Trinity College East, that's Caribbean, none for Samoa North, no red cards, no offsides, 2 corners for Trinity, 2 for Samoa, and then the goalkeeper, Trinity College East, Dalrymple, he's made 5 saves, whereas Haynes has only made 2 saves. Let's go down to Brent and see who he has with him at the half.
Well, I'm now joined by the assistant Dakota of Samoa North Secondary. Of course, difficult playing conditions here in Trin City, but you're up 1-0. Give us your assessment of the first half so far.
I guess, conditions underfoot make the ground a bit heavy and the game a bit more difficult, but sticking to the game plan and being a little more consistent is the key to it.
Well, speaking of the game plan and consistency, do you see yourselves making any tactical or personal changes going into the second half?
Basically, no, just stick to the game plan and manage the game a bit more better than that.
Well, of course, with the likes of SSFL and Noel up top, your goal-scoring machines, they've been kept relatively quiet in the first half. Anything to try and unlock them to of course, assault this Trinity East team?
I just think they're trying a bit too much, and it will come eventually. Just the patience and the calm, and Noel capitalize on a defensive blunder, which is good as a striker, and SSFL himself, he'll get into it eventually.
Well, of course, all the best to you in the second half, Coach.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. That is Coach Dakota of Samoa North Secondary. I'm now joined by Coach Keith, of course, of Trinity College East. Down 1-0. How do you see yourselves getting back into this football game?
I think we need to convert the chances that we are creating, and once we do that, we should be back in the game.
You would be relatively happy with the fact that both, of course, SSFL and Noel have been kept quiet, although, of course, Noel scored in the very early stages of the football game. Any differences in the terms of your approach in keeping them quiet in the second half?
No, I think so far the game plan to keep them quiet is working, and we should continue that in the second half as well.
Well, of course, thank you and all the best to you and your team in the second half. Trinity College East had a conversation with us, with their captain and their pre-season players. Ashe Providence tells us about Trinity College East plan.
was difficult mentally, not being able to play for the school, because in our 2019 season we were very successful in under 14 and we were looking forward to competing in next year, but unfortunately we weren't able to play. The role as captain is very important to me because I am responsible for leading the team when we do well and when we do good. So I'm responsible for keeping the team calm, uplifting the spirits when they may be down, and just keeping everyone together. But I'm very excited being able to finally play because I would say that the team is coming together as a unit well. We put a lot of work in during the July August vacation, and with the team we have, I think that we can be competitive and that we can reach very far in this tournament.
But we have to stay close in that's the case.
And today, Trinity College East up against Sawa North Secondary right here on the home grounds of Trinity College. I am here with parents Maureen and Derek. They're actually the parents of number 19 who is on the field today. So Maureen, how are you feeling with your son's performance so far? How confident are you feeling that they're going to make a comeback in the second half after being down 1-0?
I am confident they will make a comeback. They're doing great so far. So I am confident they'll make a comeback.
And Derek, tell me, if you had to say something to your son right now and his teammates, what would you say to them?
To use his advantage and believe in himself.
Okay, thank you so much to Derek and Maureen. Listen, coming up in just a bit, we have second half action. But before that, we're going to head to a quick break.
Welcome back here to the Trinity College East ground. It's the home of Trinity College East. They trail at the moment against Sawa North Secondary by 1-0 at the half. The goal coming in the second minute through the prolific Larry Noel. And we'll have to wait and see, can Trinity East get back into this game, Brent? And if they can, what have they got to do?
I think first of all they need to raise the tempo of the game. It's been played a bit too slow. They've looked very unsure about themselves and how they want to approach the football game. Of course, the assistant coach talked about consistency, and I have to agree. They have to be consistent in their approach, and the approach has to be at a higher tempo.
Well, this is Lewis. Rogers, who has switched over to this right side, so it means Joseph has probably gone over to the left side, but in the meantime, Hill is going forward with it, but it loses out. Rogers, who he tries to do too much. Barnwell gets in the way, and this is Frank Williams. Ball played downfield, picked up here by Carraby, and header goes over the bar. It's going to be a corner for Trinity. So a good start. You can see Brent early, long ball being played, trying to put the Sawa defenders under some pressure.
And sometimes it's the way you approach a football game, Colin, is how you get back into it. And I think from a Trinity College East perspective, it was just too pedestrian in the first half. It needed a bit more into it. And from what we've seen, the early signs of second half, they seem to be taking that heed and that approach.
Well, it seems to be Daniel with the corner. Goes over to the far side. The heads go up. And not a well-directed header. But not a bad corner from Daniel. He went to the far post. And there were 3 blue shirts there. Eventually the header came, but it was off target. So a goal kick for Sawa North. Leading by that Larry Noel 2nd minute goal. This is Lewis, Joshua Lewis. Long ball, trouble here. Noel getting in front of the defender, in front of Romero. Still lot of water out there kicking up. Noel still running with it, trying to do a little too much now. Does he go down? Yes, he does, but the referee says fairly. And a good strong challenge coming in on Noel. But this is, let's see, who is down?
Looks like Frank Williams.
Frank Williams, yeah, he was one of the players trying to win possession from Noel, and he stayed down.
Like they clashed when Noel was trying to come out of the corner. But they haven't done that well, Trinity College East. They've allowed the ball, every time it's played long, in behind the back 4 or onto the back 4, to drop, to bounce, and then try to deal with it. And as you know, Colin, that's the type of service that Larry Noel survives and thrives on.
That's right. All of a sudden he changed from the time that ball bounces,
comes to life.
Yeah,
yeah, he does.
He changes gear.
And I talked about, of course, the similarities to him and Boyce of Presentation College. They're the type of strikers that love when a defender allows the ball to bounce, this hesitation.
Yes.
And of course, that's when they come in and they try to unbalance the defender and then eventually put themselves in on goal.
Let's see, the referee is going to give, well, he's going to bounce the ball, but I think he's giving it to, is he going to give it back to Sawa? I think Sawa had possession at the time. Yes, he gives it back to Sawa as they're looking to come forward down that left side with Guy. This is Joseph. Plays it in field to Noel. Back to what Guy, he sends the ball across, comes off of the defender, and it's going to be a left-sided corner for Sawa North, no doubt. Lindell Sween is going to take it. It's already moving across. This is Sween. He's going to take it with that left foot of his, so you would expect it to be swinging away from the goal. As it didn't swing anyway.
Behind the goal.
Yeah. It's not a good kick from Sween.
Well, that's one of the difficult areas of the pitch over on that far side. Quite sure he had a lot to deal with other than just trying to kick the football.
Certainly did. Here is Lewis. Still, Lewis does very well.
Very well.
But it's picked up by Barnwell. Chipping it forward. It's won by Jones. Well kept in by Rogers. Back to Jones. Still Jones looking to get to the byline. Trying to get it back.
This could be dangerous.
This is Sween. Oh!
To finish here, Colin. Well, at least hit the target.
Yeah, he never got over it, did he, Brent?
No, he didn't
He
get
was
over.
sort of trying to look to curl it, he seemed, into the top corner.
Which is the right idea. Eventually the ball squared back to him. He gives himself a little extra yard here with this touch, but he just never really had the conviction to place the ball into the back of the net. As I said, it's a good idea, but the execution was poor, and poor certainly by the standards of that young man SSFL, set by the young man, by that young man SSFL. It's got to hit the target at least. Minimum requirement.
Sure, for sure. Make the keeper safe. He went really, as you said, for placement. I thought he should have just hit it.
Yeah,
You know?
you're correct.
But
Maybe power was needed there.
This is SSFL. Still SSFL. Does well. Turns with it. Looks around. Looks to Noel. But it's cleared away by Daniel. This is Lewis. Gets it all the way across towards Guy. Joseph to Noel. Back to Joseph. Noel. Oh, lovely. Oh, what a shot. Oh, my word. I thought he was looking to play Rogers wide. He just had a right-footed shot. And I think he caught the keeper a little surprised because it went through his hands. Well, hit his hands and went over. Look at that. Look at it, Brent.
Well, it's a right-footed shot, something that we didn't expect from Larry Noel, because we all, of course, aware of the brilliance of his left foot. And I tell you what, he caught you by surprise, me by surprise.
He caught Dalrymple by surprise.
Dalrymple by surprise as well. He did well eventually to tip it over the bar, but that could have easily snuck under the post and been 2-0.
Well, the right-sided corner headed away. But this is Noel again, on the chest, trying to get it over. Doesn't succeed. Daniel picks it up, sends it wide. As Samuel battling back here, trying to regain possession. Going down that right side and going down the left side, and couldn't keep it in. It's Mitchell, couldn't keep it in, and it goes behind. It's going to be a goal kick for Trinity East. They still trail by that Larry Noel second-minute goal.
Well, we talk a lot about, of course, SSFL and Noel, but the hard work in the middle of the park of course, Mitchell, who you mentioned, and Jones. It's been outstanding today. They've battled, they've harried as Jones, of course, right on cue.
Yep, there he is,
winning
a
the park.
Yeah.
He's been good, and he doesn't need to do that. He really doesn't. He needs to stay away from that. His team is up by 1 goal. The last thing they need to do is play with 10 men, especially with the role he's played so far in this game. He's really allowed, of course, Sawa to just leave both SSFL and Noel up top to deal with the attacking side. They've dealt with everything else.
Well, here is Joshua Lewis with the free kick. He's ushering the man wide to come in field, but that's a poor kick. It's going to go for a goal kick. And the thing is, this Trinity College East side, we've mentioned it, they lost 1-0 to Presentation, they lost 1-0 to Malik. You just have to think, Brent, where the goals coming from. Because they certainly can't, another 1-0 defeat. I mean, you know, they could certainly say, well, they've not had a good season, but they've not, you know, when you lose 1-0, you have to say, well, you know, were we unlucky? You know, what could we have done differently?
Well, they haven't created enough chances to even suggest that they're unlucky. And as well as they've been very tight defensively and organized, and of course competed defensively, they really haven't shown much offensively, except for when the likes of Jaheim Foston gets onto the football. But as you know, it's a team sport, Colin, and it has to involve more than just one player. He needs the help.
That's right. Jones getting it to SSFL. He tried to run past his man, but he gets the return ball now from Rogers, and trying to do a little too much. He wins the throw-in. I thought he should have been looking to lay it off there.
And that's what I
think he's getting a little carried away, isn't he?
It's the one fault I have in his football game is, I think there's two. This one in particular is the fact that he just needs to know when to do it and when not to do it.
That's right. You hit the nail on the head.
He needs to do it every single time. You don't.
Yeah. There are times when he needs to lay off and run into space.
Yeah, and I think he also needs to work a bit harder defensively. Of course, in a modern age game, Colin, You have to be able to work on both sides of the ball.
That's right.
Don't take it away from his talent is he's on the ball now.
Well, that's brilliant. That's brilliant. Oh, he should have finished it. And that's what we talk, Brent, about the brilliance of this young man. Knowing when to take it on, when to dribble. And, you know, he has the space. Yes, go with it. Take on the men. You know, but he should have finished.
He should have finished. His good footwork. Excellent play by him. But you thought when he got into that space, he would have blasted it. As we look at, of course, the San Juan staff, maybe scratching their heads. I think in his defense, Colin, the ball looked like it took a little bit of a hop.
Yeah.
Right before he strike. But you know, but still, he could have placed it in the net.
I want to go back to the point you made, though, Brent. You know, he needs to know when to make those kind of runs, when to dribble, when he gets in a corner and he's confronted, when to pass it off and when to back off, run into space. I think that's what I would love to see in that improvement part of his game.
Yeah, so you look at him, of course, cutting through the Trinity East, and that little pop there, of course, plays the ball over. And when you talk about going to the next level, you have to have a certain level of deception in your game, and of course you have to have a certain level of being unpredictable, and that's what the best players in world football have. You can't predict what they're going to do. You know, there's a moment and a moment of magic and brilliance in them, but it's not shown every single time. It's done at the right moments.
A player is done. I think it's Emmerich, and I think they're asking about a substitution. He's walking off, but I saw the physio sort of signaling that he needs a substitution. But Emmerich, he's walking off, and he seems to be all right, but I don't, and in the meantime, they're lining up a substitute. I don't think he's going to take any further part in the game, Jonathan Emmerich. And let's see, they are in fact lining up a substitution. But here comes San Juan North. That's Trinity down to 10 men at the moment. SSFL in possession. Has another cracker. And that's a good save from Dalrymple. No, he got that one on target. What I like about it, Brent, and what I like about both him and Noel, when they get the sighter, they shoot.
Yeah, they shoot. And it's a type of conditions that you shoot. Another good challenge there. SSFL picks up the loose ball. And just like that. Just a slight opening for him. That's all he needs. And he's cracked that one with his left foot. Of course.
Well, a substitution, Brent Brown. So Brown has come in and he's replaced Emmerich. So this is San Juan North in possession. Looking to go down that left side, and the cross comes, but from SSFL, and then it's cleared away. It's Jones. Cleared back upfield by Romero. Guy in possession, does well. Still Guy. Barging through here, sends it back across field. No one in there except Rogers. He can't control it.
Colin again in his heels.
Yep.
Rogers. Got to follow in. He had something similar in the first half, and with the easiest of chances would have come his way.
Well, a good run from Guy. He got to that byline, squared it back. And you're right, he was just standing on his heels. He should have been following in. And if he was, he had the easy task of just tapping that ball into the net. But here goes Forston. Is he brought down, or is it going to be a throw? I think the referee is indicating that it could very well be a throw. No, it's a free kick. Yes, it's a free kick. So referee McDonald indicating that a foul on Forston. Barnwell has gone to take it. So Barnwell with that left foot. Anderson Barnwell. The heads go up and it's headed away. But comes to Daniel, who has a wayward shot. Was under some pressure, so he never got over the ball. It went high and not so handsome. A goal kick for San Juan North. They still lead by that 1-0. And if this result was to stay, Brett, a perfect 4, played for 1-4.
And you would have to think they would start their preparations
for the playoffs.
For the playoffs, yeah, that's correct.
Here is Noel in a real tussle there with Romero. And that's Brong getting his first touch. Ball is being played inside. It's with Frank Williams.
It's a good touch.
Barnwell. And couldn't get it towards Bastian Cowan. Ball goes out and it's going to be a throw for Samoa North. Free kick for Trinity.
I think when you look at this Samoa North team and of course the possibilities of going into the playoff, they're a team that is very comfortable in their skin. They fully understand their strengths and even more importantly, I think they fully understand their weaknesses. And they've done a terrific job of continuously playing to their strengths. And that's what makes them so dangerous.
Goalkeeper Dal Ripple, he's done well for the afternoon, hasn't he? He's made a couple of very good saves. But there goes Foston. Seems like the Lone Ranger at times.
Yeah, and you talked about how the Trinity Colleges get back into the game. They need to get him support because they really haven't created offensively. Yes, they've defended quite decently in this game, but offensively it needs to be a collective effort and not taken away from the talents that Foston has. They can't do it alone.
I was about to say that. He needs some kind of support, but at the moment he's the Lone Ranger up front. But this is Brong, who came on as a substitute, but he loses out. Guy sends that ball downfield as Samoa North trying to come through with it. That was Joseph. Sent forward for Noel, but it's played back upfield and eventually cleared away. But is it going to go out of play? Yes, it does. Cleared away by Desai Lois, and a throw for Trinity East as they look to make another substitution. Let's see, the subject seems to be, is it Hill? Seems to be Hill. But Sawa making a substitution first. So Harewood, the man on. So Harewood replacing Jones. So this is Barnwell with a throw, sent downfield by Desai Lewis. Guy, not a great clearance by him, but it goes to Mitchell, who sends it to SSFL, who sends it all the way back to Joshua Lewis. This is Romero, does well, tries to get it to Brown. And it's picked up by Guy. Trinity's winning possession back, but they give it right back to Sween. As Sween battling for it, he loses out. And this could be a chance for Foston. A little bit slow to react. Lewis.
That's good work.
Well, let's see. The referee has awarded the throw to Trinity East. This is Foston. Flicks it forward. This could be a chance for Bastian Cowan, but it goes all the way through to Haynes. And he sends it forward. Long ball looking for Noel. But Joseph can't get it, and it's going to be a throw for Samoa North. Coming up to 65 minutes in this game, Samoa North, they still hold that 1-goal advantage. Noel loses out as that ball is played by Frank Williams. Still Frank Williams in possession, but he gives it away. As it's Joseph. Looks for Noel. It's Noel. Still Noel. Oh, he misses. Well, he was fighting for that, Brent. and he was with 2 defenders. He eluded one, and let's have a look.
Yeah, once it's played into Noel, this is where he gets dangerous. Bit of a bubble there. Out-muscles his defender. Tries everything to wrap his left foot around it and just try to poke it past that man Dalrymple in the goal, but wasn't able to do it. Just likes the way he comes to life once the ball is played into those areas, even if it's not played to him.
And that's going to be out. Not a good kick from Haywood. So Trinity College East, a confirmation of their substitution. Figaro coming on there for Hill. And Rogers coming off, and Haywood making his way on for Rogers. But this is the ball played forward. Brown, oh, it's a bit of pushing. Guy was at the back of him, and a little bit of pushing there, and it's going to be a free kick for Trinity East. So here is the free kick. Oh, Bastian Corwin took it on his chest, and a little bit of maybe pushing, and the referee immediately calls play back, and it's going to be a free kick for Samoa North.
Well, in the build-up to this game, we talked about the importance for all 3 points for Trinity College East here this afternoon, Colin, and they haven't really shown that sort of enthusiasm, so go after it, because there's still 4 games, well, 3 games after this one to be played. Still a lot of points to play for, but they have to get in the points. They have to start winning football games to get into top 2. That's if that's their goal. I think from a safety perspective, we can say that they will be safe.
They should be all right. Yeah.
They should be all right, but you would have to suggest that their aspiration should be finishing in the top 2.
Yeah.
And it would have started with a win there today.
Well, that's a deflection, but goes easily into the hands of goalkeeper Haynes. Haywood couldn't keep it in. Of course, Haywood coming on as the substitute for Rogers. Haywood just getting his head onto it, but it goes further upfield towards Forston. He seemed to have taken up position wide now on this left-hand side, and Bastian Cohen, he's gone more into this central position.
I think they're trying to get him into the game, get him a bit more frequent on the ball, as he seems to be their most dangerous player.
Well, that ball was played right across by Frank Williams, but it's picked up by SSFL. Gets it to Noel.
That's a foul. I'm surprised.
Oh. Yes, Noel there was looking to flick it on, but here comes Guy to Joseph. Guy making that overlapping run. Can he get it over?
Colin.
Can he get it over? Yes, he can. But the shot comes and deflected back upfield. They still can't get it away. But Trinity East, finally, Brown comes away with it. But he came away without the ball, and Guy started to come forward, and then it's banged upfield. This is Jones getting it towards that man Mitchell. He goes wide to Joseph, back to Mitchell. Says Joshua Lewis. Sends it crossfield to Haywood. He's got Jones for company. Oh, he loses out. This is Barnwell coming forward, leaves it there for Bastian Cowan. Gets it over to Brown. So they've not really threatened. They're getting possession, Brent, but they're not threatening. There's a bit of pushing there by Barnwell on Jones, and it's going to be a free kick. They have possession, knocking it around, but really
in their middle third.
nothing
penetrative.
Yeah.
And that's the story really of their game offensively. They've seemingly had moments of possession in their middle third, but just nothing in their attacking third, and that's where they have to be at most potent, and they've not been existent really.
This is SSFL. Still SSFL. Sends it over, but it's cleared away, and eventually coming away with it is Figaro. Oh, he leaves the ball.
Lucky.
You see, that's the problem, Brent. You can't be running with the ball here, because sooner or later you're going to end up in a pool of water, and you're going to go, and the ball is not going to go anywhere.
Yeah, that's for sure.
That's a good header by Romero. Had to be, because Noel was on his back. Ball goes out of play, and it's going to be a throw for Sawa North. Just about 70.5 minutes gone. Still 1-0. Can't believe that if this scoreline remains the same, Brent, they would have lost three games in a row by 1-0 scoreline. That must hurt.
Well, I'm not surprised, of course, in evidence of what we've seen this afternoon. What they have been, Colin, is well organised defensively.
Yeah. And they've got a good keeper. I think Dalrymple is...
He's done well, yeah.
Yeah, he's safe. He's got a safe pair of hands.
Yeah, and they get a lot of numbers around the ball defensively, but offensively, it's just not happened for them. This could be different. Good save again, Dalrymple.
Yep, it came back out, and the shot came, I think it looked to be Mitchell, and a good save. He put that right hand up, and look at the water. Look at the water there, Brent. Just can't get... Luckily, they get a free kick. Yeah, but that was another brilliant. There's Dalrymple. Another brilliant save. Let's have a look at it, Brent.
Yeah, the ball comes over.
He misses it the first time.
Yeah, and he gets up and he makes a good strong left-handed save. Got enough behind it.
The shot coming from Mitchell, and he did get enough behind it. It was Dalrymple. And this is Noel playing it wide to Joseph. Joseph has come out on this right-hand side. And Hayward, he's gone over on that left side.
But we've spoken a lot about the puddles on the pitch, Colin. And one thing we did not see is the players before the game coming out and inspecting the field.
That's right.
That's one of the first things you do as a footballer, because you have to know, what type of footwear you have to wear, and more importantly, where the places on the pitch that's going to cause you some problems.
Joseph was making a good run going now. I think there's going to be another yellow card. Joseph was doing well. He was making the run, and I think referee McDonald is giving a yellow card, and it seems to be the substitute Figaro who has picked up that yellow card. There he is, the number 18. But let's look at Joseph. Look at the tackle, Brent.
Yeah, he was very late.
Brent Sancho type tackle.
No, I'm normally a lot earlier, Colin. Certainly.
Joseph went down with that.
I take the express line. He took the one with the several stops.
Express line.
Yeah.
Straight down, straight to London.
Straight to London.
I hear you.
I'm not stopping in St. Lucia, Grenada or Barbados.
Here is the free kick. It's going to be SSFL. You see the referee is just calling back play. I think may have seen, is it the wall was, the two-man wall was going a little too close. So he's going across to have a word with he's asking them to come back. Yes, he is. So referee McDonald. And SSFL is going to place that ball, and they're going to do it all over again. 1-0. Sawa North leading here. This is SSFL with the free kick. That's going to be too close to the keeper. Poor kick.
And it's not needed, Colin.
Yeah, the thing is, Brent, you watch that type of free kick and you say, young SSFL, he can do better than that.
Yeah.
And you're not sure what the intention was. I can't believe
he's going to try
goal.
Yeah, he is. He is. Which is again knowing when to and when not to.
Yeah.
You can't. You have your boys coming up from the back, and of course players in the box. You have to put it in, and it's not just really about yourself. It's about your teammates.
Well, it's Lewis. There goes SSFL. Uses his right foot now, and another cross that goes.
I think that one was
behind.
a cross.
Yeah, that one was. It's just and he used his right foot.
Yeah.
But it went just wide. I'm happy to see that because, you know, he seemed to be so one-dimensional with that left foot. But to use the right foot and try to get it out, kudos to him. So a goal kick coming up to 75 minutes. 15 minutes left in this game. Can Trinity East get that elusive equalizer? But this is Jones. Joseph couldn't keep it. Figaro does well to keep it in, but loses out to Joseph. Real tussle here. Eventually, it's going to be a throw for Samoa North. Throw sent in field towards Mitchell. Gets it to SSFL. SSFL does well to Barnwell. Sorry, to Guy. Guy playing it there towards Hayward, and he gives it away. Gives it right back to Frank Williams. This time it's Joseph. Getting it to Jones. Plays it in field.
He's got to clear it.
Yeah, he has to. Eventually
Very lucky, Colin.
Yeah. That was Caribbean. Very, very lucky. He allowed the ball to run. And you had to think that he needed to clear it upfield one time. No nonsense clearance coming from Joshua Lewis. But Trinity East regained possession. Caribbean. Again, Lewis in the way. But SSFL shielding the ball nicely. Plays it to Hayward. Trying to get it to Noel, but it's won by Romero.
Game has lost its way a bit, Colin.
That's right.
So
I think they need to put the ball down and try and knock it around.
I think both teams are becoming a bit stretched.
It's been tough, Brent, for them.
Yeah.
You know, we're going to what, 76 and a half minutes, and it has not been easy, the conditions here at the Trinity College East. It's heavy underfoot, and these youngsters, you know, it's going to tell on them. This is Hayward. Back to Guy. Plays it forward to Romero, and even something like that, you expect Romero to do a little better.
Yeah, fatigue is certainly starting to play its hand in this affair. It's really tough going for these young people on the pitch. Heavy conditions, hot sun, all the elements for fatigue.
Yeah. Well, it's going to be a goal kick for Trinity College East as the Samoa North Drummers. I don't think one of them, Brent, have seen one ball kicked so far. But they're drumming away and they're happy. That's the most important thing.
That's what you call application.
I suppose you could call it that. But
I wonder if it goes towards their end of term grades. Sure, it should someday.
Here goes Lewis in a real tussle with Brown, and Brown gets the throw in. So Daniel with the throw. Coming to meet him was Frank Williams, but he throws it upfield towards Brown. Daniel gets the ball, the rebound. Sends a good-looking cross. That could be problems. Just goes over the bar. Well. Not a bad cross. It was being attacked by Bastin, Cohen, and by Faustin. And luckily it went just over the bar. But that was presenting problems for goalkeeper Haynes.
Yeah, it was a high searching, probing ball that eventually nestled over the bar. But you've got to feel that if the ball was in play, it would have given Cohen some sort of a chance.
Well,
but every time this scoreline stays this close, you just think for a second that there can be a spoiler in it.
I was about to make that point. Once it's 1-0, you just need something like that, a cross that's basically hits the target, and all of a sudden it's back 1-0. So Samoa North, they need to get this elusive second goal to be comfortable. And here goes Noel, he's offside.
Just waited a second too long, SSFL.
Yep.
To pass the ball.
So he's offside. In the meantime, the physio for Trinity East is making his way onto the field. And getting some treatment is Jeremiah Frank Williams. So I think they've got slightly tired at this point in time. And it's going to be some of the players as well coming to the sideline, as there is Jeremiah Frank Williams getting some treatment. So he should be all right. He's going to be up in a minute, I would expect. As both sets of players have come to the side of the field to get a break. There's Larry Noel and SSFL, the two main players, getting some water, and then Haywood as well. 10 minutes left in this game as you see the referee is looking to bounce the ball for Dalrymple, the custodian for Trinity East. And another substitution, Dexter Crowell. Crowell has gone on. And I'm not sure if Frank Williams is staying off. But there's the man who's come on, Dexter Crowell. Two players down again. One seems to be, I'm just looking to see, one seems to be Brown.
And Foston.
And Foston, yeah. Foston, they understand, Brent, is the son of Marvin Foston.
Yeah. The left back, former left back for Trinidad and Tobago, strike squad days.
I remember him loving to go up the sides of the field.
Yeah.
And a real overlapping, attacking wing back.
Back in the day when that really wasn't a conversation.
That's right. You're very right about that. But he had the skill. You know, what I liked about Marvin Foston was when he picked up the ball. You know, his control, his movement was excellent.
At least he was certainly one of those players that could probably play higher up the park.
That's right. Yeah. Well, we see the two players getting treatment coming off, but they will be back on the field, no doubt. That's Jones and Foston. Just waiting for the referee, but there's Crowell playing that ball towards Barnwell. Back to Crowell. Looking for some support. He gets it in the middle of the field from Carraby, but he loses out. As this is Mitchell.
He's been really good.
Oh yeah, he's been. Gets it to Jones.
One of my candidates for man of the match.
Yeah, he is definitely one. There's no doubt. This is Joseph. Charged down by Ferguson. That's a Lewis with the throw-in. So just about 7 minutes left. Still, that second-minute goal scored by Noel, the difference here. Cleared upfield, but the ball comes right back by Mitchell. Player down. In the meantime, this is the substitution, Dexter Crowell, coming on for Jeremiah Frank Williams. So just about 5.5 minutes to go here. Still, Sawa North, they lead by that 1 goal. So coming up to 5 minutes left in this game, and there is Mitchell trying to play it downfield, coming off the defender, and eventually coming away with it is SSFL and trying to barge his way forward, but not able to do that, and it's picked up by Figaro. Figaro sending it forward, searching for Forston. That's good defending. I think the defenders as well, Brent, all the defenders on both teams have had pretty decent games.
Yeah, they've been solid. Taking the conditions into consideration, they've not allowed themselves to be exposed despite the conditions.
Yeah, I think both Ferguson and Joshua Lewis in centre of defence for Sawa North, they have been good.
Yeah.
This is Figaro trying to get past Ferguson, and eventually it's cleared downfield.
Starting to build up a bit of steam here, Trinity College East.
Yeah, they're trying to, this is cruel. They're looking to get to that equalizer. Barnwell, all the way back towards Providence.
That's a foul.
Yes, he's going to call the play back. I would think referee McDonald. It's a foul on looks to be Caribbean. So a free kick for Trinity East. Forston is over the ball. His goalkeeper Haynes, just a two-man wall. Just asking them to adjust themselves as Forston, looking to have a shot, comes off the outside of his boot, and eventually it's probably going to go as a pass. No, it's not. It's going to go out, and it's going to be a goal kick for Sawa North. So this is a throw-in for Trinity East. So we're winding down here, the final 2 minutes left of this game. There is the coaching staff of Sawa North. They're probably not going to be sitting all that comfortable, Brent, because with that 1 goal lead, 3 points can suddenly become 1 if Trinity East equalize.
Yeah, but I think they would be happy with the results and not necessarily the performance.
Yes, that's right. But again,
at this stage, it's probably about the points.
Yeah, but again, Brent, these conditions are really trying.
Tough. Yeah, it's been really tough.
It's just not conducive to really good, entertaining play because of the not only the heaviness of the ground, but you're running sometimes with the ball, and all of a sudden you encounter a pool of water.
Yeah. Well, I know we've already crowned Larry Noel as a man of the match, but you have to give mention, Colin, to that middle duet of Mitchell and Jones.
And Jones. I think they've been tremendous.
Really good. He's on the ball. Hopefully commentators curse Colin.
That ball sent through, but hit way too hard for Forston to give chase, and he gave it up. It goes out, and it's going to be a throw. Trinity East making a substitution. It seems to be Terrell Davis coming on. And Forston, no, again, Brent, I certainly would not have done that. You're 1-0 down, you're bringing on a substitution in Terrell Davis. Leave Foston on. Take off a defender. Take off a defensive midfielder. You want all-out attack. Go for broke.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter if you lose 1-0 or 2-0 at this stage. But here goes Noel. He's going with it still. He's in possession. Still Noel. Oh, he's very calm. And that's the problem. Runs into a pool of water. And still he's got possession. Sends the cross in. Not a good one. And was never in control of that. It goes out. He's wasted a minute or so. But we've played the 90 minutes. And we understand that there'll be 4 minutes of added on time. So there is the substitution. Davis coming on for Foston as the ball taken out by Lewis. Sawan North looking comfortable so far with their 1-goal lead as Joseph trying to go down that side, but Crowell, a little bit of a wrestling match, and eventually it's picked up by Joseph trying to get it to Noel. The ball played by Providence out to his left to Barnwell. This is Jones to Noel. Harewood can't get there before Romero, and he's playing that ball wide onto that right side towards Davis. He's getting his first touch. Pushed it too far ahead of him, and around comes Joshua Lewis. It's going to be a through.
Yeah, he's been solid all afternoon, as you've mentioned, Colin. Lewis at the back certainly has held his own.
I tell you, I like him as well. He was a candidate for man of the match.
He was
been really, really solid at the back.
I think it's difficult from where we sit. You know, it's, of course, the winning goal and the goal that's impacted the result is it's a goal by Larry Noel, so it's tough not to give him man of the match.
That's right. This is Jones. It's going to go wide towards Joseph. He's got some space in front of him. Pushing it to Sween. Oh, he does well. He took it wrong, his man, and he hit it one time, Brent.
Yeah, he hit it one time. It was a tough angle. It's asking a lot from him. I thought he may have been creative and tried to heal the ball.
We see Daniel going down and holding his left leg.
But Colin, as we look forward to the games up ahead and games to come, and you would have to think that San Juan North will go into the next phase.
Oh, for sure.
In a group that have the likes of Naparima College and Benedict's, of course, and Fatima College. You have to wonder, where do they fit in that picture as it relates to going towards the championship? We know what they can do offensively. Yeah. We've seen glimpses of what they could also do defensively. And do they match up with those teams?
Yeah, well, we've seen St. Benedict's, and St. Benedict's, they're a really good side going forward. They're powerful. You know, Brent, it all comes down to how the defenses handle, as far as I'm concerned, the attacking threat of Sween and even Jones and Mitchell. Joseph is wide. He's a good player. You know, so it's really how the defensive matchup. I think we've got a good crop of, and when you look through a lot of the teams, I think we've got a good crop of exciting players coming forward with the ball. And here is another chance coming across to Sween. Joseph just behind him. He turns with it. He's having the shot. It takes a deflection.
That's well defended.
So we're in the final minute of added on time, and San Juan North, they've got a corner. You see, Sween is going to take his time, of course, to go and take the corner. As just coming up to the 4 minutes of added on time. And I really thought, Brett, after that first goal in the second minute, we'd have seen some more goals here this afternoon.
Yeah, he thought, I'll tell you what, Colin, I did see appeals, of course, for a handball, and they just may have a case.
Yeah, I thought so. The hand was up, but here's Sween. And loses out.
It's got to shoot, Colin.
Guy, and that's it. Referee McDonald, he brings a halt to proceedings, and San Juan North, it's 4 wins out of 4 now, played for, win for, but this one was much tougher for them. Just a 1-0 victory when you think of it. Having won games 5-1, 13-0, 3-0. They really, you have to say, they scraped through here by that 1-goal victory. But they will tell you a win is a win. 3 points is 3 points. They've collected 3 more points, and they're on their way here trying to get out of this group. And you remember 2 teams coming out of this group, the winner and runner-up, and they will play the winner and runner-up from the other group. But here is the first shot of the first half from Trinity East, and the long ball by Haynes sent right upfield, and the ball hit Noel. It stuck in a puddle of water, and would you believe he had the simple task of just pushing it away from the keeper into the back of the net, and just like that, it was 1-0. Here's a shot going a little wayward. This time it's SSFL with a shot. The keeper recovered, Dalrymple, and he came forward to hold on to it. There goes Noel, very tight angle, but you could see the intention trying to get that ball back across the face of the goal. And then the free kick from Swede hit the underside of the bar. What a good free kick, as Sawan North started to pile the pressure on. Another shot going wayward this time. Sawan North looking for that second goal in this first half, and that was a really timely tackle by Providence on Joseph. If that was only mistimed, it could certainly have been a penalty. But this is second half action now. Sawan North again coming forward. Swede looking to curl it to the top corner. It went too high, not so handsome, and Trinity East lived to fight on. And this time another shot going just over the keeper. He did well in the end to judge it. He pushed it over the top, and it was a corner. But this is Swede making his way through, does well, and then crashing that ball high over the bar. You could see him hold his head in disgust. He knows he should have done better. He did everything right, and here was a much better shot on target. He was part of all the action going on. That was a shot on target, and the keeper was able to save it. And then Noel going through, he was in an offside position there, and even though that, if he had scored, it would not have counted. So that was the 90 minutes of action. Let's have a look at the stats, and one would see that Sawan North 23 shots to 10 tells you the dominance of Sawan North. Shots on target 11-3. 8 fouls to 7 for Sawan North, as opposed to Trinity College East. There were 2 yellow cards for Trinity College East, no red cards, just 1 offside for Sawan North. Corners, 5 corners for Sawan North, 3 corners for Trinity College East. Saves, 10 saves coming from goalkeeper Brandon Dalrymple, as opposed to 3 from 3 saves from Xavion Haynes. Let's look at the Group B fixtures for Saturday. Sawan North, they come up against East Mukarapo Sec. Kiwasi, they come up against Trinity College East. Maruga Sec, they play Malik Sec. And Presentation College, they come up against Chaguanas North Secondary. So let's head down to Siobhan. She's got the player of the match with her.
Thank you, Colin. Today I am with the player of the match, Larry Noel, who is no stranger to the title at all. This is yours. Congratulations to you. Now, my question to you is there any added pressure for you being the only player from the 2019 season in this year's season?
There was no pressure. It's just I wasn't getting much play, and now I'm getting to show myself, and this is what I'm doing.
And how is it, as you said, playing in these conditions with the condition of the pitch, the weather being unpredictable? How was that a challenge that you overcame with you and your team?
It is very tough because 1 minute the ball going, next minute it's stopping in water, and then if you run past it, it goes stay in water and thing. And I just try to watch the ball, keep the eye on the ball, and I just score my goals.
Well, hopefully you and your team have better conditions to play with in the future games. And I guess, how does it feel to be the top goal scorer? Because in this group, you have managed, up to today, you've managed to score 12 goals this season. It's only round number 4. How do you feel?
I feel great because I just like to score my goals. And with scoring goals, I just like to score goals.
All right, Larry, so I'm going to leave.
Take the pressure and take the pressure of the team, so that's good. And I tried to score in the first 5 minutes, and that is what I did.
That is exactly what you did. So congratulations to you, captain of Sawa North Secondary and today's man of the match. So Larry, I'm going to leave you to celebrate with the rest of your teammate. Thank you so much and congratulations again. Right now I'm going to send it over to Brent, who is having a chat with today's coaches.
Well, I'm now joined by the Coach Nelson, of course, of Trinity College East. Disappointing result at the end, difficult conditions to play in. Give us your assessment of the game, the overall game.
I think the game was evenly fought. Both sides gave all. It was a little bit hard to move the ball on the surface, so it kind of turned out into an up and down match. Unfortunately for us, early in the game, we conceded on a kind of error from the defense error, and fortunately, the number 9 for them, he got onto the ball quickly, he reacted fast, and he was able to finish. We had some chances early, we didn't capitalize, and that's how the game goes sometimes, you know.
Of course, the manager of the team and not the coach, but irrespective of that, 3-1-0 losses for Trinity College East. As you look forward to the rest of the fixture, what would you consider success for Trinity College East?
Some victories, some goals.
Well said, and of course, thank you very much, and all the best to you and your team for the rest of the season. That's the manager, of course, of Trinity College East, who has given us his opinion. And now I'm joined by the victorious coach, and Coach Mo. Coach, I know you must be happy with the points, but what's your assessment on the performance here today?
I think the ground condition was very, very difficult for both teams, and it made for a scrappy game at time. At times, the both teams tried to put the ball down and play, and I think if the players had a little more experience, they would have known where they could have played direct and when they could keep the possession. So I think the players needed to adjust that a little bit, But overall, for the both teams tried to play, but the game would have always been scrappy because of the ground conditions. But overall, we're grateful for the win.
Well, of course, as we look forward to the rest of the season, undefeated so far, of course, only conceding 1 goal. Happy with the different departments in the team, and of course, as you move on and possibly into the playoff section of this tournament, where do you rate your chances?
I think we rate our chances high, but firstly, in terms of happy where we at right now, I think I'm satisfied with where we at right now. We have a couple of boys to try and bring in the school because my bench is very thin. If you realize the 4 games we play, basically it's the same players over and over. But we have some boys who coming into the school, so hopefully by the next game they should be available to give us some depth. My bench right now has 13-year-olds on it. I guess other teams have that same problem too, but hopefully we should be good going into it.
Well, of course, thank you very much, Coach, and all the best to you.
You're welcome, thank you.
Thanks, man. That's Coach Mo. Of course, very happy with his victory, and of course 3 points as they get closer. But of course, as we look forward to this Saturday, a doubleheader at the Hasty Crawford Stadium, San Juan North Secondary against East Mokarapo Secondary. This is on Saturday at Hasty Crawford Stadium, and in the second fixture, Queens Royal College against Trinity College East. Of course, both teams that played today, we are going to see them again on Saturday, live right here on SportsMax, the home of champions. Of course, this has been the Tiger Tanks SSFL here at Trinity College East. Thank you for viewing our production, and we look forward to seeing you very soon.